नत्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। निःसृण्यो ब्रह्मलोकस्य वाग्देव्याः कर्णकुण्डले धर्मद्रुममहामूले वाल्मीकिव्यासयो कृते कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वं मरोगताम् अजाढ्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने रामनामवरानन ओं नम इति। नमस्ते एल्रिगू मत्ते. Yes, so we had stopped with chapter 1, subchapter 66 అని ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾನು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ತಿಳಿಸಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ. ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ನಂದು?
Yes, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
Yeah. ರಾಧಿಕಾ ಆಂಟಿ ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Yes, so chapter 1, subchapter 67. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀತಾ ಮಾತೆಯ ಒಂದು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಗದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಹರ್, ಜನಕ ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಸೀತಾದೊಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ, ಅದು ದೀಪು. ಹಾಯ್ ದೀಪು, ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಸೊ yes, so Sita's entry had come by the famous name Sita alva. Having been raised from the surface of the ground, she was reared as my daughter. She was not born from a womb, and this maiden will be bestowed as Veerya Shulka. Having been raised from the surface of the ground, she has grown up as my daughter. And so Sita, another explanation pala 431. The word Sita means the furrow caused by a plow. ಆ ನೇಗಿಲು ಅದನ್ನು ಗದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಆ ಮಣ್ಣು ಎರಡು ಕಡೆಯೂ ಜರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಾಗ ಗ್ಯಾಪಿಗೆ ಸೀತಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್. ಸೊ ಸೀತಾ ಮಾತೆಯ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1, subchapter 67 ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, ಓದ್ಲಾ ನಾನೇ, or would anyone want to take turns today? Nane odla or Deepu is smiling, which means she wants to.
It's a selfish motive for me to read because that will help me stay awake. Otherwise, most of the days at this time I'm asleep.
Go ahead. Sure. Okay, we can take turns. Maybe 2 chapters 9 or 2 chapters 9. We can take turns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, chapter 1, subchapter 67. Screen ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ.
Yes, please go ahead.
Following Janaka's instructions, the messengers used mounts that did not get exhausted. Resting for 3 nights along the way, they entered the city of Ayodhya. Instructions of the king, they entered the royal residence and saw the aged king Dasharatha, who was like a god. All the messengers showed their reverence by joining their hands in salutation. Controlled, they spoke words with sweet syllables to the king. O one who follows the Agnihotra rites, King Janaka of Mithila asks about your welfare and that of your preceptors and priests. O great king, repeatedly using sweet words that are full of affection, Janaka also asks about the welfare of your servants. The lord of Videha and Mithila first eagerly asks about your welfare. With Kaushika's permission, he then addresses you in the following words. My former pledge is known that I will offer my daughter as Virya Shulka. Those intolerant kings were seen to be devoid of virtue and were refused. O king, with Vishwamitra at the forefront, your brave sons have come and have won my daughter.
So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ, though Rama is meant, the plural is being used as a mark of respect ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಪುತ್ರಾಹ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇರೋದು ರಾಮನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತಾನೆ.
O great king, in a great assembly of people, the great sword Rama has shattered the divine bow in the middle. As Virya Shulka, I must bestow Sita on the great sword one. That is my pledge, and I desire that you should grant me your permission. O great king, O fortunate one, with the priest at the forefront, you should quickly come with your preceptors and see the two Raghavas.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ
O
ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಅಂತ, ದ priest is ವಸಿಷ್ಠ.
Vasishtha. O king among kings, O Indra among kings, you should display your affection towards me. You will also be delighted at seeing both your sons. These are the sweet words that the Lord of Videha has spoken. This has Vishwamitra's permission, and Shatananda holds the same view. On hearing the words of the messengers, the king was greatly delighted. He addressed Vasishtha, Vamadeva, and other ministers. The one who extends Kausalya's delight has been protected by Kushika's son.
Yeah.
With his brother Lakshmana, he now resides in Videha. The great soul Janaka has witnessed Kakutstha's Vela. He wishes to bestow his daughter on Raghava. If all of you find the great souled Janaka's intentions desirable, let us quickly go to that city without wasting any time on reflection. The ministers and all the Maharshis agreed to this. Extremely happy, the king told his ministers, we will leave tomorrow. Honored well, the king's ministers, all of whom possessed all the desired qualities, happily spent the night there.
Janaka's ministers, basically.
Janaka's ministers.
Okay, chapter 1, subchapter 68. Yeah.
When the night was over, with his preceptors and his relatives, King Dasharatha happily spoke to Sumantra. Let all the
Superintendents. Commander in
superintendents of
chiefs.
superintendents of treasuries collect large quantities of riches. Prepared well, let them advance in front with many kinds of jewels. Following my instructions, let excellent carriages be yoked at the same time, and let an army with the four kinds of forces quickly advance.
Instead of the four kinds of forces that characterize an army, since this is a marriage, the four can also be understood as riches, gold, equipment, and vehicles. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅದು ಇನ್ಫೆಂಟ್ರಿ, ಕ್ಯಾವೆಲ್ರಿ, ಹಾರ್ಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಥರದಲ್ಲ, ಅದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಕಿಡ್ ಬಿ ರಿಚಸ್, ಗೋಲ್ಡ್, ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ.
ವಸಿಷ್ಠ, ವಾಮದೇವ, ಜಬಾಲಿನ.
Jabali, I think it's Jabali. So, yeah.
Jabali, Kashyapa, Markandeya, and Katyayana. Let these Brahmanas with long lives advance in the front. Let my chariot be yoked. The messengers are asking me to speed up and not delay. Following the king's words, half of the army, consisting of the four kinds of forces, proceeded with the king and the rishis. The other half followed at the rear. After traveling for 4 days along the road, they reached the extremities of Videha. On hearing this, the prosperous King Janaka arranged for all the honors to be shown. On meeting King Janaka, the aged King Dasharatha was delighted. The king was also supremely delighted.
Janaka.
Janaka. Sorry. Happy, the best of men spoke to the best of men.
Janaka and Dasharatha respectively.
O great king, O Raghava, welcome. It is good fortune that you have come here. You will obtain happiness through your two sons, who have triumphed because of their Vela. It is good fortune that the greatly energetic and illustrious Rishi Vasishtha has come here with all the other supreme Brahmanas like Shatak with the gods. It is good fortune that all obstructions have been conquered. It is good fortune that my lineage has been honored. I will have this matrimonial alliance with the Raghavas, who are great soul and the best among those who are brave. O Indra among kings, you should begin the arrangements tomorrow morning. O best among kings, after the conclusion of the sacrifice, with the permission of the rishis, a marriage ceremony will be held. In the midst of the rishis, the Lord of men heard his words,
Dasharatha.
which is Dasharatha. The one who was best among those who are eloquent with words replied to the God, Lord of the earth.
Illi Janaka.
Jack. The nature of the gift is determined by the donor. This is what I have heard in earlier times. O one who knows about Dharma, we will do exactly what you have said. He was devoted to Dharma and famous.
Dasharatha.
He was truthful in speech. On hearing his words, the Lord of Videha was greatly astounded. All the sages were greatly delighted at having met each other.
Those on Janaka's side and those on Dasharatha's side.
Dasharatha said. They spent the night happily. The king was greatly delighted at having spoken to his sons. The two Raghavas honored extremely well by Janaka. He resided there. The greatly energetic Janaka, who knew the truth about the rituals, followed Dharma and performed them. Having performed sacrifices for his two daughters, he spent the night there.
So only they're saying 446. This causes a problem of translation. The word can be translated as two sons or two daughters.
Oh,
So it makes perfect sense if one is talking about Dasharatha. However, one is talking about Janaka. Therefore, it has to be two daughters, though we have not yet been told anything about Janaka having a second daughter. Okay.
mm.
Uh, Putri, Putryo, Putrayah. I don't know how Nadi, Nadyo, Nadya. Putrayah. So Putri is the striling, alva. ಸೊ ಅದು ಇದು ಗೋರಖ್ಪುರ್ ಗೀತಾ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ದು ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಮೈಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಸೇಸ್ ದರ್ ಅಂತ.
Loka says. Right.
ಓಕೆ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1 ಸಬ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 69. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಮಾಡಲಾ? ಓಕೆ
Continue ಮಾಡಿಕ.
ಮಾಡಲಾ?
Huh.
ಓಕೆ ಯಾ ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1
I'm. Huh.
sub-chapter 69. When it was morning, Janaka had the rituals performed by the Maharshis. The one who was eloquent with the use of words then spoke these words to the priest Shatananda. My greatly energetic younger brother is extremely devoted to Dharma. He is famous by the name of Kushadwaja and lives in an auspicious city that has moats all around it. ಮೋಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಸಲ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕೋಟೆ ಸುತ್ತ ನೀರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಲೇಕ್ ಥರ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಕಳ್ಳರು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹತ್ತದೇ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅ ಮೋಟ್. ಓಕೆ. So he lives in an auspicious city that has moats all around it. This sacred city of Samakshya, Samkashya, this sacred city of Samkashya seems to drink the waters of the river Ikshumati. 447. Literally, Ikshumati means a river whose water tastes like sugarcane juice. So, Ikshu
Oh,
is sugarcane. Ikshudandam.
nice.
Ikshudandam. Elsewhere,
Mm.
it is said that Ikshumati flowed near Kurukshetra, and Ikshumati has also been identified with the river Saraswati. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. This city is like Pushpaka Vimana. A Vimana is a celestial vehicle. Pushpaka belonged to Kubera and was later seized by Ravana.
Mm.
Kuberandagitta actually. Yeah. Yeah. I wish to see him, and it is my view that he should arrange for this sacrifice. With me, that extremely energetic one will be delighted to participate in this. On the instructions of the king, who was a tiger among men, like Vishnu following Indra's command, messengers on swift steeds were dispatched. Steed is a male horse. It's a particular breed, stallion, steed, and tala. These are all types of horses. Okay. On the king's command, Kushadvaja arrived. He saw the great souled Janaka, who was devoted to Dharma. He greeted Shatananda and the king, who was devoted to Dharma. He ascended a supremely divine seat that befitted kings. Those two infinitely energetic brothers seated themselves. The brave ones then sent for Sudamana, best among ministers. O Lord of Ministers, quickly go to the infinitely resplendent descendant of Ikshvaku. Invite the invincible one here with his sons and his ministers. He went to the place meant for guests and saw the extender of the lineage of Raghu. Bowing his head down and greeting him, he said, O brave one, O Lord of Ayodhya, the Lord of Mithila and Videha is waiting to see you with his preceptors and priests. Hearing the words of the best among ministers, the king, with the large number of rishis and his relatives, went to the place where Janaka was. With his ministers, his preceptors, and his relatives, the king, best among those who are eloquent with words, spoke these words to the Lord of Videha. O great king, it is known to you that the illustrious Rishi Vasishta is like a god to the lineage of the Ikshvakus and can speak on our behalf about our conduct. With the permission of Vishwamitra and that of all the Maharshis, Vasishta, with dharma in his soul, will speak about my ancestry. When Dasharatha was silent, the illustrious Rishi Vasishta, eloquent in the use of words, spoke these words to the Lord of Videha and his priest. Brahma's powers are not manifest. He is eternal, everlasting, and without decay. He had a son named Marichi. 449. Through Brahma's mental powers. Okay, and Marichi's son was Kashyapa. Vivaswan, 450 is another name for son. Vivaswan was Kashyapa's son, and Manu is said to be Vivaswan's son. Manu was the first Prajapati, and Ikshvaku was Manu's son. So, most of you might know ಅಲ್ಲ ಮನು ಇಂದನೇ ಮಾನವ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾನವಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಸೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನು.
Manu.
So Manu was the first Prajapati and Ikshvaku was Manu's son. Know that Ikshvaku was the first king of Ayodhya. Ikshvaku had a prosperous son, Vikukshi. The greatly energetic Vikukshi's son was the powerful Bana. The greatly energetic Bana's son was the powerful Anaranya. Anaranya had a son named Prithu, and Prithu's son was Trishanku. Trishanku had an immensely illustrious son named Dhundumara. Dhundumara's son was the immensely energetic Maharatha Yuvanashva. Yuvanashva's son was the handsome king Mandhata. Mandhata's son was the handsome Sushandi. Sushandi had two sons.
Mandhatai.
Irma?
ಅದು ಮಾಂಧಾತ.
Mandhatana. Okay, okay. Mandhata's son was the handsome. ಇದು ಸುಶಂದಿನ ಸುಸಂಧಿನ ಸುಸಂಧಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಎಸ್ ಎಚ್ ಇರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ
ಸುಸಂಧಿ.
ಹಾಂ ಸುಸಂಧಿ ಹಾಂ ಸುಸಂಧಿ ಸುಸಂಧಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟೂ ಸನ್ಸ್ ಧ್ರುವಸಂಧಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಸೇನ್ಜಿತ್. ಧ್ರುವಸಂಧಿ had an illustrious son named Bharata. The immensely energetic Bharata had a son named Asita. Since he was born with poison, he came to be known as Sagara or Sagara. I think this is
ಸಗರ
Sagara. Alva?
ಸಗರ
Sagara.
ಅವ ಕತೆ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸಗರ
Sagara
ಮಹರ್ಷಿ
ಇತ್ತು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿ.
ಅವನಿಂದ ಸಾಗರ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ 451 ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್
His
ಎಡಿಷನ್. ಎಸ್ ಹೇಳುವ.
Sagara sons went down to bring the idu
ಅಗಸ್ತ್ಯ.
and Gange came.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೌದೌದು ಹಾಂ. The critical edition excises some shlokas and this breaks the continuity. While Sagara was still in his mother's womb, his stepmother tried to unsuccessfully poison him. Hence he was Sa, that is with Gara is poison. With poison, and the Sagara means. Okay. Sagara had a son named Asamanja and Asamanja's son was Amshumat. Dilipa was Amshumat's son and Dilipa's son was Bhagiratha. Bhagiratha's son was Kakutstha and Kakutstha's son was Raghu. Raghu had an energetic son named Pravridha, but he grew up to be an eater of human flesh. He thus became Kalmashapada and his son was Shankana. 452 Vasishtha cursed Pravridha that he would be an eater of human flesh. Pravridha wished to curse Vasishtha in turn and held some sanctified water in his hand. However, he was dissuaded by his wife Madayanti. The sanctified water fell on his feet. He was thus known as Kalmashapada because his feet pada had a blemish. Kalmashata. Kalmashapada. Okay, so Sudarshana was Shankana's son and Sudarshana's son was Agnivarna. Agnivarna's son was Shigraga and Shigraga's son was Maru or Maru or Maru. Maru's son was Prashushruka. Prashushruka and Ambarisha was born through Prashushruka. Ambarisha's son was Nahusha, lord of the earth. Yayati was Nahusha's son and Yayati's son was Nabhaga. Nabhaga's son was Aja and Aja's son is Dasharatha. Ajamila alva. Ajamila is this, I think the short, Aja is the short name of Ajamila. Ajamila, the story adala, he didn't believe in God alla. He was an atheist. On a
Atheist.
ಪ್ರಾಣ ಬಿಡೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಕರೆದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಸಿಕ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅದೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದು. ಬಟ್
ಅಜಮೇಳ ಬೇರೆ,
ಇದು ಬೇರೆ
ಬೇರೆ
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾಂ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಅಜ ಹೌದು. ಅಜಾ's son is ದಶರಥ. The brothers Rama and Lakshmana are Dasharatha's sons. Right from the beginning, this lineage of kings is pure and is extremely devoted to dharma. There are brave ones who have been born in the lineage of Ikshvaku and they are truthful in speech. O king, your daughters should be bestowed on Rama and Lakshmana. O best among men, they are equal and bestowal must always be on equals. 453 they are equal in lineage. So your daughters should be bestowed. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ Janaka had more than one daughter. More ಸೀತಾ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಳು ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಊರ್ಮಿಳಾ
ಊರ್ಮಿಳಾ ಹೌದು ಜನಕನ ಮಗಳು.
ಹೌದು.
ಅವನ ತಮ್ಮನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇನ್ನಿಬ್ರು, ಮಾಂಡವಿ ಶ್ರುತಕೀರ್ತಿ.
ಭರತ ಶತ್ರುಘ್ನನ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ತಮ್ಮನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು.
That is nice to learn. Good. Okay. Chapter 1, subchapter 70. Okay. Thus addressed, Janaka joined his hands in salutation and replied, O fortunate one, you should now hear the supreme account of our lineage. O best among sages, at the time of bestowal, a person born in a noble lineage should recount everything about his lineage. O great sage, listen. There was a king named Nimi who was famous in the three worlds because of his own deeds. With dharma in his soul, he was supreme. He was greatest among spirited ones. His son was named Mithi, and Mithi's son was Janaka. This was an earlier Janaka. Okay, not this Janaka. So this was
ಅದೇ
the
lineage ಇಷ್ಟ ಬೇಗ ಮುಗ್ದೋಯ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ.
ಅದೇ ಅದೇ lineage ತುಂಬ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗೋಯ್ತು. Yeah. This was the first one by the name Janaka, and Udavasu or Udavasu was Janaka's son. Nandivardhana was born from Janaka, and he had dharma in his soul. Nandivardhana's son was known by the name of Suketu. Suketu's son was the extremely strong Devarata who had dharma in his soul. It has been heard that Rajarshi Brihadratha was born from Devarata. Brihadratha's son was the extremely brave, intelligent, and powerful Mahavira. Sudhriti, with truth as his valour, was Mahavira's son. Sudhriti's son was Drishtaketu, who was extremely devoted to dharma and had dharma in his soul. Drishtaketu's son was the famous Rajarshi Haryashava. Haryashava's son was Maru, and Maru's son was Prativandhaka. Oh, Allu and Maru ittu ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ
ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಮರು ಇತ್ತು. ಹೌದು.
Prativandhaka's son was King Kirtiratha, who had dharma in his soul. ಈ ಧರ್ಮ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಸೋಲ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ. ಧರ್ಮ I don't know what it could be. I will check that out. ಧರ್ಮಾತ್ಮನ ಧರ್ಮಾತ್ಮ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. So Kirtiratha's son is known as Devamidha. Devamidha's son was Vibudha, and Vibhuda's son was Mahidraka. Mahidraka's son was the extremely strong king Kirtiratha. So many names. How did they come up with that? Rajarshi Kirtiratha gave birth to Maharoma. Maharoma's son was Swarnaroma, who had dharma in his soul. Rajarshi Swarnaroma's son was Harsvaroma, who was great souled and knew about dharma. He had two sons. I am the elder, and my younger brother is the brave Kushadhwaja. Since I am elder, the king, my father, instated me in the kingdom. Having entrusted the task of looking after Kushadhwaja on me, he went to the forest. When my aged father went to heaven, I have followed dharma in bearing this burden and have affectionately reared my brother Kushadhwaja, who is like a god. After some time, the brave king Sudhanva came from the city of Samkashya and laid siege to Mithila. He asked me to give him Shiva's supreme bow. He also said, "Bestow on me your lotus-eyed daughter Sita." O Brahmana Rishi, when I did not give him these, he fought with me. In the battle, I killed Sudhanva, who had acted against me. O best among sages, when King Sudhanva was slain, I instated my brave brother Kushadhwaja in Samkashya. Hey, I now have a doubt. Now, Ashtavakra Muni meet Mada Janaka was it Sita's father Janaka or the old Janaka? Now, I'm curious to know that. I don't know. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗ ಇಂದಮ್ಮ ನಿಮಗೇನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಅದು? ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರ ಮುನಿ ಮಾಂಡುಕ್ಯ ಉಪನಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋ ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರ ಮುನಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಜನಕ ಈ ಜನಕನ ಆ ಜನಕನ
ಆ ಜನಕ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಂಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾ
ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್
yeah, that's important. Because now I'm crazily devoted to Mandukya Upanishad ivaga. So I'm studying it left, right and center.
ಓಕೆ
ಮಾಂಡೂಕ್ಯ ಕಾರಿಕಾ ಅಂತಲೂ ಒಂದು ಇದಿದೆ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಷ್ಟವಕ್ರ ಗೀತಾ. ಅದ ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ಅವಸ್ಥತ್ರಯ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ detail in that. Ada.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll we'll explore.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, O great sage, I am the elder and he is younger to me. O bull among sages, extremely delighted, I will give you these two fortunate daughters in law, Sita for Rama and Urmila for Lakshmana. My daughter Sita is like a daughter of the gods and is offered as Veera Shulka, and Urmila is the second. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, 455, this is directed at Dasharatha. There is no doubt that extremely cheerfully I will bestow these two daughters in law. I state this in three ways, through thoughts, words, and deeds. Ante Kaya, Vacha, Manasa adena. Thoughts, words, and deeds. Thoughts is Manasa, words is Vacha, deeds is Kaya.
ಕಾಯ ವಾಚ ಮನಸ್ಸಾನೇ
ಅದೇ
ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ.
ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಹಾಂ ಅಲ್ವಾ ದಟ್
ಹ್ಮ್.
ಹೌದು. ಹ್ಮ್.
O king, let the Godana ritual be performed for
ಮಲ್ಕೊಳಕಲ್ಲ
Rama and
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ.
Lakshmana.
ನೀವ್ ಮಲಗಿರು ನಾ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Ili, though Godana literally means the donation of a cow, it has a symbolic connotation here. Since Rama and Lakshmana enter the householder Garhastya stage, they go through a sacrament, samskara. Okay, the Godana illi. So let the Godana ritual be performed for Rama and Lakshmana. O fortunate one, let rites for the ancestors be performed next. After that, let the marriage ceremony be undertaken. O Lord, the nakshatra Magha, Magha is in the ascendant
ಮಘ
now.
ನಕ್ಷತ್ರ.
Magha is in the ascendant now, and 3 days from now it will be Uttara Phalguni. Some nakshatras are regarded as auspicious for marriage, but that list includes both Magha and Uttara Phalguni. O king, arrange for the ceremony then, so that Rama and Lakshmana enjoy happiness. Let donations be made. Yeah, we have time. Okay, chapter 1, subchapter 71. When the Lord of Videha spoke in this way, the great sage Vishwamitra, together with Vasishtha, spoke these words to the brave king. O bull among men, these two lineages are unthinkable and immeasurable. There is no other lineage that is a match for the Ikshvakus and the Videhas. O king, these marriages are among those who are equal in dharma, equal in beauty, and equal in prosperity. Rama and Lakshmana and Sita and Urmila. O best among men, I have something to say. Listen to me. Your younger brother King Kushadhwaja knows about dharma. O king, he has two daughters who are devoted to dharma, and their beauty is unmatched on earth. Bestow them as wives on Prince Bharata and the intelligent Shatrughna. O king, for the sake of those two great souled ones, we will accept these daughters. In their beauty and youth, all of Dasharatha's sons are like the guardians of the worlds and are like the gods in valor. O Indra among kings, let these two excellent lineages, auspicious in deeds, yours and that of the Ikshvakus, be closely tied to each other through an alliance. Having heard Vishwamitra's words, which were in agreement with Vasishta's views, Janaka joined his hands in salutation and addressed those bulls among sages. As you have commanded, I also think this alliance is between two lineages that are equal. O fortunate ones, let it be that way. Let Kushadvaja's daughters tend to Shatrughna and Bharata as their wives. O great sage, let the four princesses accept the hands of the four extremely strong princes on the same day. O Brahmana, the learned ones have praised a marriage on the day of Uttara Phalguni when Bhaga is the presiding lord. 459. The presiding deity of Uttara Phalguni, Dene Bola. Denebola ಅಂತನಿದೆ. Denebola, I don't know how to read it. Denebola is Bhaga, the god of marital bliss and prosperity. In fairness, there is scope for interpretation here with the word Uttara also being interpreted as the latter part of the day. Oh, okay. Having spoken in this way, the amiable one arose and joined his hands in salutation. King Janaka spoke these words to those two supreme sages. You have performed a supreme act of dharma for me. I will always be your disciple. O bulls among sages, seat yourselves on these excellent seats. In the way they are ruled, there is no difference between my kingdom and Dasharatha's city of Ayodhya. You should therefore act so that everything is properly undertaken. When the Lord of Videha said this, King Dasharatha, descendant of the Raghu lineage, cheerfully replied to the king Janaka in these words: O lords of Mithila, you two brothers are immeasurable in your qualities. You have honored the rishis in this assembly of kings. O fortunate one, may everything be well with you. I will now go to my own abode and undertake the funeral rites for the ancestors. Having said this, King Dasharatha took his leave of the two kings, placing those two Indras among sages at the forefront. The immensely illustrious one swiftly departed. Having gone to his abode, the king followed the ordinances and performed the funeral rites. When it was morning, he arose and performed the excellent rite of Godana. The king donated 100,000 cows to Brahmanas. Following Dharma, the king donated these in the names of each of his sons. The horns of these cows were encrusted with gold. They were donated with their calves and with brass vessels for milking them. The bull among men gave away 400,000 cows. 460. For each son, 100,000 cows were donated. 100,000 into 4 sons, 400,000 cows. 400,000 is 4 laksha ಅಲ್ಲ 4 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹಸುಗಳು that's a lot. Yeah. The descendant
ಅವಾಗ
of
ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಧನ
ಧನ
ಸಂಪತ್ತೇ ಅಲ್ಲ,
ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೌದು ಹೌದು that is
ಬೆಳ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೋ ಸಂಪತ್ತುನೇ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ.
yeah. The descendant of the Raghu lineage gave away many other kinds of riches to Brahmanas. Devoted to his sons, he undertook Godana in the names of his sons. Having undertaken Godana in the names of his sons, the king was as radiant as the agreeable Prajapati, that is Brahma, surrounded by the guardians of the worlds. Okay. Chapter 1, subchapter 72. 20 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆ. I think we can easily cover 2 more chapters. Chapter 1, subchapter 72. On the day when the king performed the excellent Godana rite, on that very same day, the brave Yudhajit arrived. He was the son of the king of Kekeya and Bharata's own maternal uncle. Kaikeyi, yeah, Kaikeyi's appa, Kekeya. So Bharata
The son of Kikeya.
Kekeyaah apathyam putri ಅಲ್ಲ ಏನೋ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಕೈಕೇಯಿ ಅಪತ್ಯಂ
Kaikeyi's brother ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Bharata's own maternal uncle ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಂಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಕೈಕೇಯಿ's brother.
ಬ್ರದರ್
Kekeya and Kaikeyi. Okay. He was the son. So Yudhajit is he was the son of the king of Kekeya. King of Kekeya. So Kekeya is not the name of the king. Kekeya is the name of the place.
ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ಎಸ್.
Kekeya and
Kekeya is the
Rajya. And Bharata's own maternal uncle.
Yudhajit is maternal uncle. He was the son of the king. So maternal uncle. Yudhajit is Kaikeyi's brother.
Correct. Right, yeah. Okay. Having met the king, he asked about his welfare in these words. Affectionately, the king of Kekeya has inquired about your welfare. You will also be interested in the welfare of those who are there, and as of now, they are well. O Indra among kings, O descendant of the Raghu lineage, the king wished to see my sister's son, and that is the reason I was sent to Ayodhya. So, sister's son, 462, Bharata. The king wished to see him, Kaikeyi's son. Okay. I heard in Ayodhya that you had left for the marriage with your sons. Here, Bharata and Shatrughna. Okay. O king, that is the reason I have come here to Mithila to meet you. To see my sister's son, I have quickly come here. King Dasharatha saw that his beloved guest had arrived. On seeing this, he honored the one who deserved honors with great worship. When the night was over with his great souled sons and placing the rishis at the forefront, he arrived at the sacrificial arena. At the appropriate hour, when all the auspicious signs for victory were present, adorned in ornaments, Rama and his brothers performed the sacred rites. They placed Vasishta and the other Maharshis ahead of them. The illustrious Vasishta addressed the Lord of Videha. O King, King Dasharatha has performed all the auspicious rites. With his sons, the supreme one among the best among men now desires a donor. All forms of prosperity result when the receiver accepts from the donor. Following your own dharma, now perform the excellent wedding rites. He was addressed in these words by the great souled Vasishta. The extremely generous and immensely energetic one, supremely devoted to dharma, replied in these words: who is preventing entry? These are ceremonial and rhetorical questions not meant to be answered. Whose instructions are you waiting for? This is your own house. What are you thinking about? This kingdom is like your own. O best among sages, having performed the auspicious rites, my daughters have arrived at the sacrificial altar. They are like the flames of a blazing fire. I have prepared everything and I am waiting for you at the sacrificial altar. There are no obstructions. What is the king waiting for? Hearing Janaka's words, with his sons and with the large number of rishis, Dasharatha entered. King Janaka spoke to the one who extended Kausalya's delight. This is my daughter Sita, and she will perform every act of dharma with you. O fortunate one, if you also desire her, accept her hand with your hand. O Lakshmana, O fortunate one, come here. I have earmarked Urmila for you. If you also desire her, accept her hand. You should not waste any time in thinking. Having spoken to him, Janaka addressed Bharata. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, accept then Mandavi's hand. Mandavi ಏನಲ್ವಾ?
Mandavi.
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 Accept Mandavi's hand with your hand. Lord Janaka, with dharma in his soul, also spoke to Shatrughna. O mighty armed one, accept Shritakirti's hand with your hand. All of you are agreeable. O Kakutsthas, with your wives, all of you will be excellent in the observance of vows. You should not waste time in thinking. Hearing Janaka's words and with Vasishta's sanction, the four accepted the hands of those four with their hands. With their wives, those excellent ones born in Raghu's lineage, progressively circumambulated the fire, the sacrificial altar, the king, and the rishis. The king illi is Janaka. They acted as they had been asked to. Following the ordinances, the marriages were concluded. A great shower of radiant flowers rained down from the sky. Divine drums were sounded, and there were the sounds of singing and musical instruments. Large numbers of apsaras danced, and Gandharvas sang in melodious tones. At the marriages of the best among the Raghus, this was the wonderful spectacle. While this was going on, trumpets were being sounded. With their wives, those greatly energetic ones circumambulated the fire thrice. After this, with their wives, the descendants of the Raghu lineage went to the residences meant for guests. While the large number of rishis looked on, the king, that is Dasharatha, followed them with his relatives. Okay, yeah. Chapter 1, subchapter 73. When night was over, taking his leave of the kings, Vishwamitra, the great sage, left for the northern mountains. After Vishwamitra had left, the king Dasharatha took his leave of the lord of Videha and Mithila. King Dasharatha swiftly left for his own city. The king of Videha gave his daughters many kinds of riches. The lord of Mithila gave them hundreds of thousands of cows and best of blankets, crores of silken garments, elephants, horses, chariots, and foot soldiers. The father also gave his daughters excellent male and female servants, adorned in ornaments that seemed divine. There were gold, silver, pearls, and coral. Extremely happy, he gave his daughters these supreme riches. Having given these many kinds of riches, the king took the king's permission. 468 Janaka and Dasharatha, respectively. Okay. The lord of Mithila entered his own residence in Mithila. With his great souled sons, the king and lord of Ayodhya proceeded. All the rishis were at the forefront and he was followed by his forces. The tiger among men proceeded with the large number of rishis and the Raghavas. At this time, in every direction, a terrible sound of birds was heard. On earth, too, all the animals circled leftwards. 469. The left is regarded as inauspicious. On seeing this, the tiger among kings asked Vasishta, "The birds are distracted and behaving in a terrible way. The animals are also circling leftwards. Why is this? My heart is trembling and my mind is distressed." Hearing Dasharatha's words, the great Rishi replied sweetly, "Hear what these portend. A terrible and divine fear presents itself, and this is being voiced from the mouths of the birds. The animals will be pacified and this torment will pass." While they were conversing, a wind began to rage. It made the earth tremble and brought down the auspicious trees. The sun was enveloped in darkness and none of the directions could be discerned. Everything was covered in ashes and the army was confounded. Vasishta and the other sages and the kings and his sons remained stationed there. Though all of them were in their senses, they seemed to be unconscious. The army was shrouded in the terrible darkness and the ashes. At that time, a form was seen. He was terrible in appearance, with circles of matted hair. He was as unassailable as Kailasa, and he was extremely difficult to withstand, like the fire of destruction. He seemed to blaze in his energy, and ordinary people found it impossible to look at him. A battle axe was slung on his shoulder, and he wielded a bow that was like a flash of lightning. He held the best of arrows like Hara at the time of the destruction of Tripura. 470. The demons had a city named Tripura, and Shiva, that is Hara, destroyed this with a single arrow. Okay. They saw him terrible in form like a blazing fire. Vasishta and the best among Brahmanas were devoted to meditations and oblations. All those assembled sages began to discuss among themselves. He became intolerant because of his father's death and destroyed the Kshatriyas. 471 here, Parashurama destroyed the Kshatriyas 21 times because Kartavirya Arjuna, a Kshatriya, killed his father, Jamadagni. Jamadagni was descended from Bhrigu, hence Parashurama is called Bhargava. Okay. Having killed the Kshatriyas earlier, his intolerance and fever were dispelled. Is he again interested in destroying the Kshatriyas? Having said this, they offered Arghya to Bhargava, who was terrible to behold. The rishis addressed him in these sweet words: O Rama, O Rama. 472, that Rama meaning Parashurama. Parashurama means the Rama with the battle axe, Parashu. So, O Rama, having accepted the honors from the powerful rishis, Rishi Vasishta, the Rama who was Jamadagni's son spoke to the Rama who was Dasharatha's son. Oh, nice. Rama speaks to Rama. 952. I think ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಡ ಅಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. Chapter 1, subchapter 74. O Rama, O Dasharatha's son, O brave one, I have heard about your extraordinary valor. I have heard everything about how you shattered the bow. That shattering of the bow is wonderful and unthinkable. On hearing this, I have come here with another auspicious bow. This is the great bow received from Jamadagni, and it is terrible in form. String it and affix a bow. Show me your strength. I will witness your strength in your ability to string this bow. If you can do this, you can pride yourself on being valiant, and I will then grant you a duel. Hearing these words, King Dasharatha's face became downcast. Distressed, he joined his hands in salutation and said, O Brahmana, your anger against the immensely illustrious Kshatriyas has been pacified. My sons are children. You should grant them freedom from fear. You have been born in the lineage of the Bhargavas. You are engaged in studying and are devoted to your vows. You promised the one with the 1000 eyes that you would cast aside your weapons. Devoted to Dharma, you then gave the earth away to Kashyapa. Having given him that, you went to the forest, becoming like a standard to Mount Mahendra. O great sage, have you decided to destroy all of us? While all of us are alive, it is not possible for you to kill Rama alone. While he was speaking in this way, Jamadagni's powerful son ignored Dasharatha's words and spoke to Rama instead. There are two supreme bows. They are divine and famous in the worlds. They are firm and excellent and have been crafted well by Vishwakarma. O best among men, O Kakutstha, the gods gave one of these to Triambaka when he wished to fight and destroy Tripura. This is the one that has been shattered by you. The best among the gods gave the second invincible one to Vishnu. O Kakutstha, this is innately equal to Rudra's bow. Once all the gods reflected on the strengths and weaknesses of Shitikantha and Vishnu and asked the grandfather. The grandfather, supreme among those who are truthful, ascertained that the gods wished to engender a conflict. There was a great encounter between Shitikanta and Vishnu, and they sought to defeat each other. This made the body hair stand up. Through his yawn and humkara, 474 is Vishnu. Through Vishnu's yawn and humkara, Shiva's terrible and excellent bow was countered. The three-eyed Mahadeva was rendered motionless. The gods, with large numbers of rishis and charanas assembled, they sought pacification, and those two supreme among gods desisted. On seeing that Vishnu's powerful yawn had rendered Shiva's bow powerless, the gods and the large number of rishis deduced that Vishnu was superior. The immensely illustrious Rudra was enraged and gave his bow with the arrow still held in his hand to Rajarshi Devarata from Videha. O Rama, this is Vishnu's excellent bow. This is Vishnu's excellent bow, capable of vanquishing the cities of enemies. Vishnu gave it to Richika Bhargava to be held in trust. The immensely energetic Richika gave this divine bow to his great-souled son Jamadagni, who cannot be counted in his deeds and who was my father. My father, full of the strength of austerities, cast aside his weapons and was killed by Arjuna. 475 is Kartavirya Arjuna, okay, whose intelligence was inferior. Kartavirya, na? Okay, Kartavirya Arjuna, whose intelligence was inferior. I heard about the extremely terrible and unrivaled account of my father's death. Because of the anger that resulted, I exterminated a large number of Kshatriyas. O Rama, having obtained the entire earth, I handed it over to the great soul Kashyapa as an auspicious act of dakshina at the end of a sacrifice. Having given it away, full of the strength of austerities, I made my abode on Mount Mahendra. Having heard about the shattering of the bow, I have quickly come here. O Rama, this supreme and great Vaishnava bow has come to me through my father and grandfather. Placing the dharma of Kshatriyas at the forefront, wield it. String it and affix an arrow to this bow, which is the conqueror of enemy cities. O Kakutstha, if you are capable of doing this, I will thereafter grant you a duel. Okay. Yes, we are at 9:57. I think ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಾಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1 ಸಬ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 74 ತನಕ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Yeah. Good, we are moving faster. We are moving at a good pace. Any thoughts, any questions, ಏನಾದರೂ ಇತ್ತಾ? I'll stop presenting. Yes. Okay. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳಬೇಡ. ಓಂ ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು ಸಹನೋ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಂತು ನಿರಾಮಯಾಃ ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖಭಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ओम शांति शांति शांति. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम. Thank you. Deepu, ನನಗೆ you had shared